It's Compton Rick Rock with Compton Rick Rock TV. Let's get straight into it. I want to say this by saying, fellas, be careful of these young, beautiful women on social media. And I say that to say this. I was coming from the barbershop today, going through my DM messages on Instagram, and realized that there was a beautiful woman that sent me a text message saying, hey, daddy, I want to meet up with you soon whenever you got time. Something pertaining to that. Let's get together. I looked at this woman, and the first thing I said, set up. Ain't no way on earth this beautiful woman is getting at me. I'm usually the one that talks to the women. So it's kind of strange when I see somebody reaching out, especially calling me daddy, and want to hang out. You guys be careful of them setups, especially if you're on this internet doing a whole lot of crazy stuff, a lot of back and forth stuff with people. You got to be careful. Those definitely be setups, man. Well, let's get straight into this show. The California Department of Corrections, the California prison system, that is letting out a lot of people. There's people that have been locked up for 20 years, 30 years, 10 years. These people are coming home rapidly. I'm seeing a whole lot of people that have been doing life sentence come home. And it's crazy because I was in there with some of these guys that I never thought would come home. I thought I would never see these guys on the streets. So they kind of made prison their home. Well, everyone is coming home. Not everyone, but most are coming home. You can see them on social media. They happy. They celebrating. They family is happy. I just seen a guy a couple of days ago on Instagram. He just came home. Absolutely looked amazing. The guy's mother was right there celebrating with him, his family. Beautiful thing. Now, the flip side of that, a lot of you guys out here, y'all riding, y'all sliding, y'all popping, and y'all talking, and y'all doing all the stuff that it's going to take for you to get up in there and fill those beds up. Now, these laws are changing. They're making these laws now to where there's no loopholes. A lot of these guys came home because there was loopholes in their cases. A lot of these guys had life sentence, and somehow, some way, they went up in them law libraries and they was able to get themselves up out of prison. Some of these laws change. I believe the people that went to jail with juvenile life, a lot of those guys are coming home. So it's supposed to be a whole lot of beds available, a whole lot of space available for you new guys that's itching to go to jail. Every time I wake up and look at the news, it's another homicide in Los Angeles County. It's another robbery, another break-in, a smash and grab, car theft. A lot of stuff is going on, and it's crazy because at a time like this, when every corner, everybody have a cell phone, you would think that a lot of these people would be smart. Nope. For you guys that's in a rush to go into prison, you might not be so lucky. Like I say, these laws are changing. They making it harder now. You might not get that 25 to life. You might not get that life sentence. You might get 200 years with 80% or 300 years with halftime, whatever the case may be. You not coming home. You get caught up right now and you're in your 30s and your 40s and they break you off with a 60 piece, a 70 piece with 80%. You can hang it up. You ain't coming home. Especially if they're making a law right now where them loopholes is closed and sealed. That's your ass. You is not coming home. You might as well go on and make your bed up and get ready to lay up in there because that's going to be your last place. A lot of you guys on these records, a lot of you guys in these streets, a lot of you guys, all y'all talk about is sliding. All y'all talk about is riding. All y'all talk about is hitting licks. All y'all talking about is missions. They got a place for you in the California Department of Corrections. They never close. That thing is 24 hours a day. That place never closed. That's one place they could shut down everything in the world. They would not shut down that prison system. Once you get up in there, you're going to get along with all the people that you warn with on the streets. I don't know how many times I said this. I'm saying it again. I'm going to say it every year. My channel is getting big. My presence is getting big in the social media world. Of course, I have put a lot of stuff out there, but I'm going to correct some things today. I'm going to correct it by stating that, listen, man, you guys might want to tighten up. You guys might want to go to work. I remember when I was coming up, I remember the Mexican gangs, they used to go at it. I remember a few Mexican gangs having beef with each other, wars with each other, and that was in the 90s. Today's time, you rarely see that. You do not see that as much as you did back then. You know why? Because they getting all the jobs. They buying all the houses. And the only thing that we want is the block. We want the street corner. That's what we want. We don't want nothing else. Not all of us, but some of us. That's all we want. And that's not getting us nowhere. We hanging out on the block. We riding for this block. We out there shooting them things. And we don't own nothing. And when you get up in there, that same enemigo that you was out there warring with, man, he gonna be the first one when you come in there. Where you from, homie? I'm from Compton. Where you from, homie? I'm from 60. Where you from, homie? I'm from East Coast. Where you from, homie? I'm from Tragnew Park. I'm from Lantana Block. I'm from Spooktown. I'm from all these gangs. Them enemies that you got beef with, once they find out you from their city or you from their card, them gonna be the ones that's gonna give you that care package soon as you hit the line. And it's gonna trip you out. Cause it tripped me out. I was in the Compton courthouse and I remember this guy, he was from Tragnew Park. And I remember clearly telling one of the homies, hey, let's get him. And he was like, nah, man, it's a Compton thing up in here. I'm like, a Compton thing? He like, yeah, it's a Compton thing. I'm like, what you mean? But he was like, nah, we don't get down like that. It kind of like set me into shock. And this was my first time running to a so-called enemy during my time in the county jail. I haven't seen one until that court date. I ended up getting transferred to Linwood County Jail. And that's where the majority of the Compton and Watts guys was housed. And once I got up in there, I understood that it definitely was a Compton and Watts thing, and all that tripping stuff was over with. So you guys be careful when you get in these cars, ride, slide, you listen to these older guys. Look at the older guys that you're listening to. Look at their kids. Do you see their kids in the neighborhood? If they did, that's bad parenting. Look at how they raise their kids. Look on some of their Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media platforms they got. I guarantee you will see most of these guys at their kids' sports game. If most of these guys have daughters, you will see them at their daughter's cheerleading practice. You will never see these guys who you guys are listening to that's telling you to ride and slide. You will never see them with their kids and they telling their kids, hey, listen, I need you to take this Glock across the street over there. I want you to pop everything smoking. And when the police come, you don't tell on your homeboy that was driving. They don't do that. You can't be a pressure case. You got to be your own man. So I'm putting this out here for all the young men that's coming up, man. Get you a job. Get you a nice woman, not a hood rat. Have you some kids. Get you a trade. Go to school. Make something out of yourself. You don't want to get old in this game and you don't got nothing to show for it. A lot of us is living like there's no tomorrow. A lot of us want to be entertainers. A lot of us want to be rappers. A lot of us want to be celebrities. What happened to the doctors? What happened to the neighborhood mechanic? What happened to the plumber? What happened to the guys that used to fix the roofs in the neighborhood? You don't see too many African Americans doing these things. What happened to that? We got to bring that back, man. We can't be in a rush to go to the penitentiary or the cemetery. There's so many funerals going on right now. And that's all you see. I remember when I was coming up as a kid, black people used to have family reunions. We used to go to the park. We used to play baseball, football, hot dogs on the grill, the little trash cans with the sodas and stuff in them. Now, when you see that kind of activity, it's in somebody's backyard at a repast, at a funeral. We got to do better than that. We can't be in a rush to go to these places, man. It's other places that's more beautiful than the penitentiary, than the cemetery. How about you try to go get you one of them houses on Hollywood Hill, Newport Beach. Go get you a house on Manhattan Beach. When I go to Manhattan Beach, work out, get my exercise in, I like to go late nights. I like to run the beach when I'm in my physical shape. I like to look at those houses, them nice houses, and I picture myself being in one of them houses. It's Compton Rick Rock with Compton Rick Rock TV. Whoever hear this message, go spread it to a youngster, man. Go spread it to somebody that's younger, man, and let them hear it. I'm putting this message up, so it's going to be on here. You guys could pass by all the crazy stuff that I didn't put up. I definitely got to put out some of these. Compton Rick Rock with Compton Rick Rock TV. Go on to the next one.